Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here at long last. Don't know why I always say long last when it comes to these things. 3 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it actually does feel like 3 weeks, or if it doesn't. Like, if it's like, I don't know, just like the wait makes time go faster, or at least the wait makes you, or at least me, process time faster. But the third week, the third final, and the third special and the final special as well. I believe it's called the Giggle. So this is the third and final special of the David and Catherine specials that are airing before we officially move on to our next and 15th Doctor in the Whoniverse, which is going to be played by Ncuti Gatwa. So yeah, this is going to be, I think, for the foreseeable future, because then he left us, in the end of time, and then he came back for the 50th, and then he came back to us. He's come back to us now again for the 60th as well. So it feels a lot like 2010 right now, where we're getting ready to say goodbye to David Tennant one more time. I think, I don't know if I'm going to be as emotional as I was then. Like, back then I was fully sobbing. I was tearing up. I was shedding tears. I was an emotional wreck and everything, having to say goodbye to David Tennant. He was the one that I grew up with. He's the Doctor. They introduced me to Doctor Who. He's the reason I got into Doctor Who. And then, but yeah, saying goodbye to David Tennant again. Like, if you told me back then we would be saying goodbye to David Tennant twice, like once in the 50th. I mean, with the 50th, I think it was less emotional because we knew he wasn't going to stick around. That was just like a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing for the 50th. But with this one, his face was coming back, but then he was still going to be like an actual new Doctor. I guess it was maybe like a good thing they didn't give us a whole series in that sense. So maybe then, because otherwise I felt like the audience would be way too fucking attached to say goodbye again, and it would just be, I think, this special, instead of actually just being one feature length special like the 50th, actually being like 3 separate episodes and everything. I think, it's given us enough time to see them again and to fall in love with them again and to remember what it was. But now, it's, I guess maybe it's short. It's a small enough kind of package that we can kind of move on without getting too attached. Like, it's going to be sad saying goodbye to them again, but still, it's been fun, but now it's time to actually move on to the next kind of big thing and everything. And again, I mean, Ncuti as well. I can only say it so many times. Like, I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the table. I can't wait to see him in the TARDIS, walking around with the sonic screwdriver and his own TARDIS keys and being the 15th and everything, and just seeing what kind of hijinks him and Ruby get up to and everything. Not to say it isn't sad watching him go again, but we don't even know like what that might be like in this case. Because I think last time, like both times before he left, his final lines, even in the 50th, Moffat made sure his final line was, "I don't want to go." So with this one, again, it's not 10, it's just 14, but he still remembers being 10. He still remembers the life that he lived as 10, and then with 10 he definitely lived that kind of a life where he felt like it was really, really short lived, and arguably it very well could have been too, and he did not want to have to let go of being the Doctor, or actually kind of being in the universe and being in that kind of lifespan and everything. So whether or not we'll have 14 paying homage to that in like a more positive, more kind of peaceful and kind of respectful kind of way, or if he's going to have his own kind of thing. There's been mixed responses to that too. Some people actually want it to pay homage, and others are like, like 10 had like a sad ending and he was grieving over himself, so let him have that, and then 14 can have his own thing. But I guess we'll just see the way it goes. I think with Russell back in the kind of fold, I think I trust him enough to actually give 14 his own one that does kind of pay homage at the same time, but still kind of focuses on 14 himself, actually kind of, because I think arguably 14 has had the shortest live. I mean, I would say shortest, but then McGann, Paul McGann was only the Doctor for like one TV movie, and then the rest of his adventures are all Big Finish audios, which I think not everyone in the Doctor Who fandom kind of actually is invested in, or maybe knows about, or even is invested in, or actually has actually checked out. I'm one of the latter. I actually haven't had the chance to actually check it out yet, but I've heard very, very good things about it, and people have definitely kind of praised it as as actual really valuable and really high quality like extended media and stuff, like similar to what like the animated kind of Star Wars shows, and this is similar to what the extended media is to Star Wars as well, like outside of the movies and everything. So but yeah, on to this next one. But last time we had Wild Blue Yonder, which was the second special, and we had a really cool, really fun, really creepy, and quite honestly shit bricks kind of like levels of scary kind of episode with the Doctor and Donna, them kind of trapped like being marooned, I guess you could say, because the TARDIS kind of the heads of the TARDIS kind of made it run away and everything, so they were marooned on a spaceship at the edge of the universe, and they met the No Things. I think they've kind of officially perhaps been dubbed the No Things and everything, because that is pretty much what they call themselves too. So they were kind of existential kind of blobs that managed to find some shape or form after copying the Doctor and Donna and everything, and they found their voices and they found their shapes. They had some trouble controlling it, but in the end I think they've kind of found their way around it. But in the end the ship was revealed to be a kind of giant ticking bomb, a very slowly ticking bomb, which then sped up and the ship blew up and everything, and we almost lost Donna. We very nearly lost Donna in the end, which was the second time now, with the first time being the Metacrisis activation and everything. But now, yeah, I mean, third time's the charm, right? She might die again or come close, but then she'll survive, right? I think I do not need the BBC bringing, or even RTD bringing Donna back in any of these specials just to kill her off in the air. I do not need that kind of an ending for her. She's already, spent years after leaving the Doctor, having some mental block in her head and struggling to remember what was, and having that kind of haunting her day in, day out. So do not need this ending with her dying in any way, shape or form. So let's allow Donna Noble and the Nobles as a whole family unit to live happily ever after in peace, while the Doctor moves on with Ruby and everything. So yeah, that will be fun to see. But we also had Wilfred Bernard Cribbins, Wilfred Mott, our one and only Wilfred Mott. He popped by in the end for like a small cameo. So I think the official Doctor Who Twitter, I think that they did post that like that's all. I think that there was more they wanted to do. There was more of the script actually written out with like more kind of bits for him to play, so that there was more they wanted to do. But then I think it was unfortunately it was after they shot that scene that he actually did pass away, so they weren't able to get him back for as much as they wanted. But the fact that they were able to get him back for that one scene alone is a miracle, I think, and the fact that he was able to come back for that as well, because then there was like a BTS bit he did, talking about how like he's like 93 now, so he doesn't really get picked out for as much, but he still has more to give and everything. So I think maybe that one scene might have like taken kind of what was left of him, or I don't know. But either way, the fact that he was able to show up for that at the very least is just amazing. And I do maybe wonder if they'll kind of talk about what more they want to do, or maybe like release like scripts, or do something like that. But if we do see even like a little bit more of him in this episode, even something like a few seconds or like a minute or something, then that'd be great. But if not, then yeah, that is very respectable and everything. But I'm glad, I'm beyond glad we actually got that surprise cameo at the end of the last episode anyway. So, and him officially reuniting with Donna and the Doctor, seeing the Doctor back with that face again as well too. So that was really fun. That was really cool. But yeah, Wilfred Mott, our old soldier boy. So. And we had like another famous kind of cameo. He would count as a celebrity, right? I guess he's just like a famous historical figure cameo in the beginning, which was Sir Isaac Newton. So Donna and the Doctor crashed the TARDIS into the tree that dropped the apple and everything, and then they managed to they used gravity in front of Sir Isaac Newton, and he changed it from gravity to mavity. So now it's the mavity of the situation and the laws of mavity and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's been some debate on whether that's just going to be like a cheap gimmick that they use every once in a while, or if that's actually going to prove to be some kind of like a plot point or something. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the Doctor himself actually interfering in history is not like an unheard of or uncommon thing, and even that's kind of proven to have like its own kind of effects and its own consequences and everything. So some serious, some not so. So yeah, I mean, mavity. I mean, I guess we're just going to see exactly what that comes down to, and what that decides to become in the end, like a real serious thing, or something else. But yeah, we had Sir Isaac Newton, so that was really cool. But yeah, I think for the most part, that is pretty much all I've got down from the last episode. So yeah, on to the final of the 3 specials, the Giggle. So I think with this one we'll see us, we'll see the Doctor and Donna up against the Toymaker and everything. So we'll see exactly what he's got planned. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon for the episode. Mr. Emporium. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium?
Coming into the warm, it is Garani.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris, yeah. Almost forgot he was in this, actually, yeah.
Now, what can I help in the midst? Behold, we have everything.
Has he been on a German accent? Is the Toymaker German?
We have the compendium of games, mit the dice und das Snaken und Letters und the rules.
Really laying on the German quite thick there. Yeah.
We leave the family all alone, poor Stooky Sue.
Oh, a family of dolls.
You must be used to sunnier climes.
Did his accent change?
Your accent seems to have slipped.
Yeah.
I hope the kiddies enjoy him.
It's a new thing called television.
He invented the television. Or is the doll going to be the picture they see?
How hot is it in there? We're not going to catch fire, are we?
Oh, the doll's already melting.
No man could sit underneath that temperature.
Oh, how far we've come. How far we've come.
I'll need a moving image.
Ah, how's that for a moving image? Oh boy, okay then, So, 1925, the invention of the television, according to Doctor Who. I mean, Doctor Who isn't really that far off when it comes to history, is it? Not usually. I can't really think of a time when it has been far off when it comes to history, yeah. Yeah. Has television turned people crazy now? I mean, that's what they always said. That's what boomers always said. Television will melt your brains and make you crazy. Yeah. Seems like that's finally coming true. And all thanks to the Toymaker. All thanks to the Toymaker.
I'm paid for this road. It is mine, and I will do with it what I like. You'll get yourself killed. It's my life, not yours.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like today's... Oh, yeah,
Get him to safety, all right? Never mind about us. I want my granddad safe, all right? You got that?
Yes, ma'am. We'll keep your family safe.
Great. Yeah. More than just a dancing mime. So people started thinking, I mean, people already think they're right, like, but now, yeah, yeah, I guess it's just like an enhanced version of today's culture. Yeah, like an amplified, like more intense version of today's culture, yeah.
Oh, here comes trouble. I can say the same about
Shirley!
You can't be serious. Lethbridge-Stewart.
Oh, they actually brought that line to life.
Father working night and day to keep unit secret. And look at you now.
She's gonna slap him?
Proud and defending the earth.
Oh no, she's gonna hug him.
I fought
Okay.
them all.
Okay. Thought she was gonna smack him for a second.
Oh, no way.
Mel!
That is the best news, man.
Mel! Another classic companion. She was at the reunion in Power.
I wasn't the first redhead.
Ah.
It was me.
Ah.
Although don't say companion.
Kate did say, yeah, she might hire some companions for some work.
What do I care? I mean, seriously. Why should I care about you?
Alright, ease up there, Boris Johnson.
We call it the Cedex.
An
The Z-
invention of the Vlinx.
Whoa.
Hello, the Vlinx. I'm the
Vlinx.
doctor.
I'm just asking. Is that a problem?
It's an invasion of my privacy. In fact, it's an assault on my civic rights.
Okay.
It's highly relevant that the person demanding information from me is an alien.
Okay.
I think you'll find that I'm in charge here.
Oh, she took it off.
Created by aliens, by a man with 2 hearts, a man who changes his face and cannot be trusted. And you and her, both with red hair.
Oh.
What is it?
Oh, the redhead conspiracy.
In that chair. I've seen you walk.
Ah.
I've seen you walking. Don't deny it.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Oh, she went for the 3-in-1. Aliens, redheads, and disability. She went for a freaking triple-decker. Wonder how many times in her life Shirley's had to hear that.
Shirley,
I'm so sorry.
Absolutely no need.
Donna and Mel, just like, that's...
Can't you give everyone a Z-Dex?
Imagine trying that.
Oh yeah, people would not, yeah.
To control us. And
Oh, they've already started. Oh, that newswoman's back. Yeah, that is the same woman, right? Yeah.
But COSAT is clean. We've checked and double checked. It's not like the old Archangel network. There's nothing hiding in that.
The Archangel network?
Oh, what is it?
That's the laugh of the puppet. Has it been transmitted through the TV?
He burnt himself into television itself, and every picture ever since. Every single one.
What if it's not just picture? I mean, think about everything that's happened since television. Like, it's a sound too. Maybe it's in music, you know?
Branding his Giggle into your brains until he had enough screens to be complete.
Now, that's a conspiracy right there. That's a conspiracy.
The human race might be clever and bright and brilliant. It's also savage and venal and relentless. All the anger out there on the street, the lies, the righteousness. That's human. That's you. That's who you are. And hating each other, you've never needed any help with that.
All world leaders are being affected by the Giggle.
You have my permission.
Isn't he president of the world, like, back in season 8 or 9 or something, like when 12 was around, like they appointed him president of the world?
I fed the COSAT fake coordinates, so it's coming into UK orbit. Within range in 3 minutes.
I know I don't know her very well, but I just get this immense feeling of joy that Mel's actually back and she's able to be a companion again. Yeah.
That was very good work with the music. Oh, if we survive this, you should think about...
Donna is brilliant. She is brilliant.
How much per year? 60,000.
120 plus 5 weeks holiday.
Done.
Look at you, Donna, you haggler. Oh. Let's just have all the companions. Like, we don't need a torture spin-off. We need a unit spin-off. Let's have all the companions, all the necessary ones, come back and work for a unit. Yeah.
I'm 1 billion years old. If I still talk about everyone I'd ever met, we'd still be in the TARDIS and yapping.
So you talk about no one, ever.
Easier to move on like that as well.
I got a glimpse inside your mind. And it's like you're staggering. You are staggering along.
He called it when she killed a man.
He said, oh, what fun. And now...
How does he still have balls?
Oh, no. I wondered which one of you had the balls.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, nice, lovely glimpse. Oh, all those years back. Yeah. So why has he got a new face, I wonder? I mean, besides from the actor being most likely dead and all.
I was so sure of myself, I made a terrible mistake.
As the first Doctor?
I let the TARDIS fall into another realm. A hollow beneath the under-universe. Where science is a game and all of us are toys. I cast that salt at the edge of the universe.
Yeah.
I played a game and let him in. What do I say? What do I say? Because I'm always so certain. I'm all Sonic and TARDIS and Time Lord. Take that away. What am I now? I don't know if I can save your life this time.
Oh, no, don't. Don't do this to me. Don't. Don't go there.
I came back to the shop because I couldn't stop hearing it.
Oh, did he turn into the doll? He turned into the doll. Wow.
What are these?
Puppet strings. Oh. Puppet strings. Oh, that is creepy. That is...
Whenever he commands, I dance and I prance, but I can never go home again.
Oh, he took this guy away from his family. Just like he took the doll away from that family.
Do you like my fun? All of them have played and lost. But here's my favorite one. I thought I was clever. I thought I was
Oh, even the clothes changed.
Now the Stooky Babbies weep. The Stooky Babbies can't sleep.
Oh no, what's this? Oh, baby dolls descending from... Oh. Oh, Jesus. Just yeeting baby dolls.
Hello, Stevie. My name's Donna. Now I think that you're a goner.
Oh, damn. Donna dropping bars.
Anything to add?
No, we good. We good. You throw us away once, that was enough. Ooh.
Show is just beginning. First premiere.
I remember seeing that in the first trailer. Oh, how far we've come.
He met eine friend called Amy.
Amy!
No.
Is he gonna catch her up on all of season 5 to 13 or something?
Amy Pond was touched by the weeping angel and she died.
She died of old age.
Well, that's all right then. And then he was meeting
Oh, Clara. Miles win.
But she was killed by a bird.
She lived. She lived.
Survives in her last second of life.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all right then.
Is he gonna give a rundown of how all the companions eventually die? She still lived. She walked off into space with Heather.
But she was killed.
But her consciousness survives.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yeah.
I challenge you to a game.
Whoa. Damn, you pissed him off enough for that.
I made a jigsaw out of your history. Did you like it?
The master was dying and begged for his life with one final game. And when he lost, I sealed him for all eternity inside my gold tooth.
Hold up, what? The master?
The one who waits.
You got the master in your
I
teeth?
saw it. Hiding at someone else's game.
Huh.
I made every opinion supreme. That's the game of the 21st century. They shout, and they type, and they cancel.
Huh.
So I fixed it.
Huh.
Now everybody wins.
And everyone loses.
Yeah. Everyone gets to believe they're right, and then some of them die over it, yeah.
Of course he'll cheat.
The only rules the Toymaker follows are the rules of the game. They bind his entire existence.
So if he cheats, he dies?
I win or I lose, and that's it.
Or was he just that ethical? Like even professionals have standards. You never cheat. You just gotta beat them. Use the rules. The king.
I'm the king. I won the game. Many years ago. You won today. Which leaves us equal. Two players are bound by one inviolable rule.
Best of 3.
Best of 3. Yeah.
2023.
2023. Oh boy. Inception. So they're gonna face him in 2023 then, in the future? Whoa. Oh, is it a Jack in the Book?
The satellite was only a link in the chain, so Donna needs access to the subframe. There is no one in London faster on a keyboard.
The Temp from Chiswick. The almighty Temp from Chiswick.
But the universe is not binary, far from it. There is order and chaos, and there is play. What's that?
Spice up your life.
Oh, I think he's here.
And he likes the Spice Girls. Oh, okay. So wait, are these doors like his own TARDIS? Does he? I mean, he would throw the TARDIS away, but still, like, his own version of it, maybe? Oh, jeez. Is he just gonna toss them all into walls? Oh, gosh. Oh!
They're dead. I'm sorry.
They're dead? He turned them into balls and they're dead? Oh, Jesus. Okay, he's just having the time of his life. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Every game is needing an audience, yeah. Get back inside! I said 9!
Oh, 9. Oh! Okay, he can take down unit tower, presumably.
The beam had a pilot and the armorer and the ground staff. Where are they?
I think they're still falling.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That is a high fall. That is not, yeah. Ugh.
This is merely a face concealing a vastness that will never cease, because your good and your bad are nothing to me. All that exists is to win or to lose.
And you owe me one more game!
Oh!
I played the first game with one doctor. I played the second game with this doctor.
Oh god!
Your own rules have decreed I play the third game with the next doctor.
Is this how we get 15? Oh, we're getting 15, aren't we?
It's not dying.
I know.
Maybe someone else.
Oh. Oh god.
Because every single one of you is fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh. Oh, goodbye, David. Allons-y! Allons-y! Huh? Why didn't he change?
Pull. Just
Pull?
Pull each way.
Is it like a pull your finger thing?
Feels different this time.
Are they gonna tear him apart? Huh? Oh. Oh! Wait, what? What? Wait, what? They're separating? Like mitosis? Is that mitosis? I can't know. Not mitosis, something else maybe. Two doctors? Again?
Oh, I am completely me. Don't you stand there? Push. Does this work? I don't know.
Well, only one way to find out. Oh. $15 and $14?
Someone tell me what the hell is going on here.
Oh, that's the scene. That's the scene.
Bi-generation.
Bi-generation.
I have bi-generated. There's no such thing.
Oh, I love him already. I love him already. Oh, I love him already.
Yeah, myth, Mel. What do you think?
Mel.
I think you're beautiful.
Oh, he is.
Still beautiful.
Yes, John. Ah, this is how we get 15. Bi-generation.
I'm the doctor.
And I'm the doctor.
Yes, you are. Oh.
Nice.
Heavy ball or hard throws? Oh. Oh. It's like the most intense, like the most dramatic and intense game of catch ever. Oh, he's got new chompers. Oof. So 14 is alive and 15 is fresh out of the batch. Oh. Is 14 gonna die because he loses the ball? Are we gonna lose 14 that way? Oh. The Toymaker lost?
And my prize, Toymaker, is to banish you from existence forever.
Go back to your own dimension. There we go. Is he 2D'ing? He's 2D!
Not fair.
Oh, he's 2D. You're going back in your little jack in the box. Yep. Back in your little jack in the box. Here's the legions. Oh, God.
Come here.
Give yourself a hug. We need him doing this to 13. 13 needs the biggest hug of all. Yeah. We need 15 giving a big hug to 13. Yeah. All the doctors hugging each other. Just one of them. Why has he got no pants? Wait, why has he got no pants? Why are his pants missing? Ah, the gold tooth. Ah, the master in the gold tooth. Okay.
How's it gonna work? You and me.
It's a very well-placed handrail.
One thing you need in this place is a chair.
I'll be alright.
Is he Scottish?
You're thin as a pin, love.
Because I know Ncuti is Scottish, but is he actually Scottish like Peter was?
That doctor that first met the Toymaker never, ever stopped. Put on trial, exiled, key to time, all the devastation of Logopolis.
Adric, all this classic stuff, yeah.
River Song. Sarah Jane has gone. Can you believe that for a second? I loved her.
We all loved her.
End rules. I'm fine because you fix yourself. We're Time Lords. We're doing rehab out of order.
Oh.
You're saying you need to stop.
Stop and catch a breath.
The one adventure you've never had.
Mundanity.
I've worked out what happened. You changed your face, and then you found me. To come home.
Oh god. Is he gonna stay with the nobles?
He flies off.
And he stays with the nobles.
Well, I could never let the TARDIS go.
A chunk of TARDIS? Or no, sledgehammer. Is he gonna smash up the TARDIS? Oh, 2 TARDISes. He split the TARDIS. 2 TARDISes.
I am so sorry.
Oh, you whacked me. New pudding, you already whacked me. 1 TARDIS per doctor. There's still 2 doctors in one universe.
Oh, look.
This isn't like an existential. Oh!
That's not bad.
Wheelchair accessible.
Wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
You finally caught up with the 21st century.
So 14 can have his own TARDIS, his own adventures. So 2 TARDISes. This is nuts. Wow. Same interior too. Yeah. Oh, and he's got a jukebox too. Yeah, jukebox. Nice. God, I love watching him in this. I love watching him so much.
You weren't gonna leave without saying goodbye, were you?
As if I would ever do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh god, this is so much. This is so much all at once. So much.
You two, if you don't mind, there is a great big universe out there, Colin. So off you pop, old man.
Oh, you're the old man.
Actually, that is true.
I love you. Get out.
Smoking like a tree doctor.
I'm not doing that again.
Oh, yeah, Oh, okay, this definitely offers up some opportunities. Yeah.
I got a lift off a Zingo.
So,
Oh, this is so cool.
I said, what? She pushed me off the cliff.
But is it true, though? Is it really true?
We could always go in the TARDIS and...
Oh, yes, Rose back in the TARDIS. Let's get Rose back in the TARDIS.
Just can't turn down my favourite niece.
Oh, favourite niece.
I like that.
Well, that's what you are. With my best friend, my brother-in-law, the evil stepmother.
The evil stepmother.
And mad Auntie Mel.
Mad Auntie Mel.
Auntie Mel. Mad Auntie Mel.
14 found a family. He found a family.
Do you miss it? Out there?
Funny thing is, I fought all those battles for all those years. And now I know what for. This.
For peace. Fought for peace in a universe at war. Oh. Yeah, still hasn't found a pair of pants. I want to change the clothes. Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor. Destination Christmas. Oh, okay. That is the end. Oh, Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. Okay, let's go. That is a lot. That is very much a lot to take in. That is a lot to take in. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I might be on the verge of a headache just from how much I was actually like hyping up and tensing up from that final like half hour of the episode. But damn, it's definitely been a debate like how much of an anniversary style episode and like how much of an anniversary kind of style and feel that this story and that these stories and these episodes have to them compared to the 50th and stuff. And I think I feel like I mean I don't know if it's like an unfair metric to judge or like, because I think with the 50th, I think that was our first time getting an anniversary in such a long time. I think in Classic Who, I think I'm not sure if the classics actually really had had anniversary episodes for every 10 years. I think there was the 5 Doctors. I think that's the only anniversary I can actually think of. Because I think there was one with like the 5th and the 6th. I think the 5th and like maybe the second, or I don't know. I think there was the only one anniversary I can think of, and that happened way back then. But I don't know how like exactly how prevalent the anniversary episodes have actually been throughout Classic Who compared to New Who, because I think with New Who the only one we've ever gotten was the 50th. So on top of that, like different showrunners too, like Stephen Moffat had his own idea of how he wanted the 50th to be, and that was like for one thing, that was the first anniversary they'd had in such a long time. So I think that needed to really I think maybe that he wanted to kind of set a benchmark with that. But with this one, I feel like it's definitely like an anniversary thing, but it's also like this one isn't like the 50th. It's not being simulcast all over the world. It's not being released out in theaters. There's not that much like there's not the same style of hype around it, I think, compared to the 50th or anything like that. So I think because of that, how much all of those differences actually affect you and affect your enjoyment of the specials, I think it's like a pretty kind of subjective thing to kind of worry about. And I think again, if you prefer the 50th to this, then more power to you. That's fully within your right. But I think for me, they still managed to feel like specials. But I think with this one, I feel like maybe going into it, having remembered and having watched and having known about the 50th, I think maybe might kind of change your expectations, or actually kind of like affect your expectations in some way. But with this one, I feel like they did a good enough job of actually referencing the Doctor's past and everything. With this one, they drew upon the Doctor's actual personal life, because I think like so much of what the show's history is the Doctor's personal life, like all the adventures that the Doctor's been on, the enemies they've faced, the enemies they've made, and the companions they've had and the lives they've lived, like all of that. Like it's not just the show's history from 1963, but like each episode is like an adventure of the Doctor's life, and it's like the lives that they've lived, the faces they've had, all the things they've seen, all the shit they've been through and everything. So I think with this one, this episode single-handedly actually like called out on all that kind of stuff, and also made it that much more of like an actual emotional journey for the Doctor to have to go on in facing up to that past as well. Because that was one of the things I actually really loved about this one, is like both Donna and 15 calling out 14 on his inability to actually look back on the past and confront the past and confront it in like an actual healthy way, and actually, you know, kind of like saying like, you know, with each life, so like with each life and with every great tragedy he's faced, whether it's personal or whether it's like, you know, whether it's something as big as a time war or something else like losing a companion, like everything he's done with each life is just run away and hop from one companion to the other, hop from one adventure, one planet, one enemy to another, and just like refusing to look back, because if he does, then he's just gonna, you know, break down and he can't handle that. Like goodbyes are hard enough as it is without having to actually look back and remember what was, you know. So there was a Sarah Jane mention, there was a Rose mention, and like I think the Sarah Jane one actually got like a bit drawn out too, like actually saying like, you know, I love her, and well, I loved her, and then even 15 admitting like I loved her, I still do, and everything like that. That one actually kind of felt kind of drawn out and really properly acknowledged and everything. I think that's the first Sarah Jane mention we've had in a long time. I can't even remember the last time Sarah Jane was brought up. But this episode itself actually kind of like had a kind of focal point on like almost like a stubborn righteousness, or like a stubbornness that then drives that kind of righteousness, like with the Giggle and the humans and everything. But with the Doctor too, the Doctor has been so stubborn in their lifestyle for so long, of actually running and just never looking back and just keeping on going and meeting all sorts of new people and then losing them, and just, you know, like blaming themselves for so much of what happens and all that kind of stuff. But it's like they never really stop and face and stop and turn around and actually kind of like they're always too afraid to look back. And I mean, you can't blame them, but then, you know, because no one has ever actually gotten far enough to actually get them to turn back. I think now this is the first time it's happened, like especially with Donna and 15. So getting him to actually change that as well, like, is just such a I think such a kind of drastic, you know, kind of, you know, step for them to be able to take and everything. So yeah, I mean, because I think for one thing, what it was, I think in all the promotional stuff, I think even in the actual teaser trailers and everything, I think when they showed Ncuti, I think the background behind him was CGI to be like a really dark and cloudy kind of background and everything. So they're like, okay, so they're still hiding that until the episode. So what could possibly be there? But now we know it was actually Mel and Donna and the unit soldiers and stuff in the background and everything. So Allons-y, he got an Allons-y. So yeah, that was, I think that seemed pretty pitch perfect. I think, yeah, I think you know, like I think a big point of discussion was how is like dialogue wise and character wise, how is 15's kind of send off going to be, because it's still 10, it's still the face of 10 that's once again saying goodbye. So how's it going to be this time? Is he going to be ready to go? Is he going to be like, I don't want to go again? Is he going to learn to let go? Is that going to be like, that's going to be like a big emotional turning point for him? So he got like a, you know, here we go again, Allons-y. So yeah, this time he was actually ready to go. And even I think I love that even in that one, like you know, like Mel and Donna were both by his side and actually like holding his hand and being like, don't worry, it's okay. But then he was the one, even in his state of regeneration, or like going on to the next phase and everything, he was still trying to reassure them like, it's not dying, I'm gonna be back, I'll see you again real soon. And he was trying to stay strong and everything and stuff. But no, they were both by his side and they held on to him. I thought when he didn't regenerate, I thought it was because they had to let go, because maybe if someone holds on to him while he's regenerating, maybe they get hit with the energy and it hurts them or something, you know, because we've seen the energy destroy the TARDIS before to the point where it needs to change and everything. So I thought maybe actually holding on to him or having any kind of actual physical contact with him might, you know, kind of, you know, give you some blowback or something. But no, they just had to pull him apart. And it was like, is it it's not mitosis, is it? I think, is it mitosis? I'm going to Google mitosis. I think it's some kind of actual process I'm thinking of where like the thing splits and stuff, like cellular kind of splitting. Yeah, cell duplication. So yeah, so it is pretty much mitosis. So yeah, so regeneration by generation via mitosis. But I mean, even 15 said, oh, like I always thought by generation was just a myth and everything, but. So yeah, by generation. I won't lie, like hearing bi, like I think for a second it did blip in my mind, like bisexual regeneration, or like bisexual generation. I think it did blip up in my mind, but I was like I was able to completely kind of sideswipe that and be like, no, that's not what they mean. You know, bi just means two or more. In this case, two. But yeah, bi generation. So they had like a whole body split thing. I mean. Given that like the Doctor is the timeless child and regeneration comes from them, like I kind of curious like how much they know about their own ability or like their own bodily process, or how much like the Time Lords might have actually brainwashed them, like you know, to think in a different way, you know, because then for so long they thought they were a Time Lord, and then the regeneration only worked in like a strict kind of way, like 13 regenerations and everything. But then with the Doctor being the timeless child and being the blueprint for regeneration, there's no knowing exactly what regeneration truly allows for them, like what their regenerative capabilities could be compared to the actual Time Lords and everything. So, you know, they can regenerate, they can degenerate, they can bigenerate, you know, they can split off into two bodies and everything. I mean, which that isn't the first time it's happened. In Journey's End, like we had the hand, like the Doctor's hand growing into like a whole new kind of into a human body, like the mind of the Doctor, but then one heart, so it was like a human body. I wonder where 10-2's at now. Like I think if we had like 14 meeting 10-2, that would have been crazy, you know. But I mean, then they're in a parallel universe and the walls are, you know, up and secure and everything. So there's that. But I mean, this is like two Time Lords from the same body. Like it was literally like mitosis. They just split into two like different bodies and everything. So one stayed in the same body. But then can 14 still regenerate? Like if 14 reaches the end of his lifespan, can he still regenerate? Or, you know, because I mean, they didn't split hearts, right? I think surely both of them still have two hearts. I mean, 15 surely must still have two hearts, but then does 14 still have two hearts? Or I don't know, presumably they do. Perhaps the concept of going through all of that just to keep David there, just to keep 14 there, just to keep like that, just to keep that version of a Doctor and a Time Lord still alive as well, like still alive and still living on and everything too. You know, I can see why that might not vibe with some people, and I think it maybe kind of like affects like kind of how emotionally invested like they are in that ending, or like in that kind of like particular journey. But I think, you know, it's like a way for him to have that kind of happy ending, perhaps, like, because I think like him like not being able to live a full life, because I think he like, because with 10, he not only died before he thought that his time was up, like he thought his whole argument was like he could do so much more. So it's not just that, but then he also lost Donna in a horrible way. He could never let go of that. He never wants to let go of that. Like, as soon as he saw Donna in the first episode, he put the box back and he was just shocked, and he was like, I can't be here, I can't do this and everything. So he's been running away from Donna and that truth ever since. So I think you know, him being able to go back to that, him being able to revisit that, like even Donna being like, you know, I think I finally know why you chose this face. Like, even in the first episode, she said it as well, like, you know, like to come home, to come back to me, to come back to us, you know. Like, I think for him, that's always been one of like one of potentially like a number of like loose ends that he's never tied up, and that he never thought he could tie up. And everything has been a grief that he can never truly let go of. So I think it's just, I think it's a way for him to be able to get his happy ending. But I will say, Ncuti, like, he had like what, like 10 maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes of screen time in this special. I want to see 15 now. I want Christmas now. Today's the 9th. I don't care. I want tomorrow to be the 25th, and then the day after that to be whatever air date, whatever date is going to be the premiere of season 14. I want that now. I want Ncuti's tenure now. Like, Ncuti, 15 minutes in this episode alone, and he already stole the scene. He already stole the show, stole the camera. You know, like, just wow. He seems so much fun. He seems so doctory. He seems so very, very fucking doctory, and I'm already in love with it. And just his whole look. I mean, even I don't know how he managed to make the whole pantless kind of tie undone open button shirt look like just amazing. But yeah, like, even then, like, I think my question was, okay, but like when is he gonna put on pants and like a new change of clothes and find his costume? But still, him being the first Doctor to have no pants as his post-regeneration look is quite iconic. It's quite iconic, honestly. I trust he was still wearing underwear. Like, I trust like 14 didn't keep that from him. Like, I think he gave him the shirt and the tie, and presumably the underwear as well. I think I don't know if Doctor Who can really kind of go that PG just yet, but yeah, because I mean, this is still BBC and not HBO, so yeah. But no, I think Ncuti, God, he's like right off the bat, he seems so doctory, and like him, like him and 14, him like Ncuti and David actually so excitedly and so enthusiastically embracing each other and be like, hey, welcome to the world, welcome into this new into this new lifetime and everything. Like, them embracing them being the Doctor together, like both of them being like, I am the Doctor, like, oh God, that was just so one of the few times we've had where the Doctor can meet themselves and still be happy about it. Like, usually the Doctor's been quite kind of unenthusiastic to meet themselves, no matter which incarnation it is. Like, you know, like they've always had some kind of bickering and some kind of like banter about them. But with this one, I think back when 13 met different variations of herself, like that was really positive and uplifting and warming and slightly flirtatious, which who can blame her, you know? But with this one, this was like 14 and 15 actually meeting each other like they were siblings or something, actually just so happy, like family, like so happy to be reunited again. But I mean, it was essentially the Doctor still managing to celebrate this new creation of life. I think it's still actually like still seeing that the regeneration, even if it went a different way than usual, it still went well. Like, there's still like a new Doctor in the world now. They still managed to pass on to new life and everything. So they're still actually embracing and celebrating each other, and they're still embracing each other being the Doctor. There was no like, you know, like, no, I'm the Doctor, no, I'm the Doctor. No, we are the Doctor. We are both the Doctor. So he seems like right off the bat, like he also seems really warm and really well open, like him giving 14 a hug. That is like, I want to replay that scene again and again and again, like him giving 14, like him being like, come here, just come here, and then him actually just taking 14 and 14 just melting into his arms. Like 14 wasn't even like really like hesitant or distant or anything like that. He did it slowly, but then he eventually just melted into 15's arms, and 15 was like, don't worry, I got you. So he's gonna, I feel like he's gonna be one who's emotionally, like, I think we've already seen 14 being emotionally intelligent and healthy and actually acknowledging the past, and, you know, still being afraid to confront it, but still acknowledging the past and acknowledging all the things that happened before. But 15, I feel like, is gonna be that, but then he's also gonna be really somewhat kind of therapeutic and being like, it's okay, you made mistakes and things have happened and everything is like none of what you've been through is your fault or anything like that. So him actually just being open and encouraging that kind of kind of treatment of your own mind and your own past and your own mental health issues and everything. Like he's gonna be that kind of a doctor, which I appreciate and I respect and I fucking love about him already. Like Ncuti is gonna rock. That is my doctor. Like every doctor, I think every doctor that I've seen in New Who has always been has been my doctor in some regard. They've always had something about them that I've been able to appreciate and accept as, that's my doctor. That's my doctor right there. So Ncuti, I can already sense he's gonna be he's already my doctor. He's already my doctor, and more than happily so. So I have no doubt that as time goes on, as we see more of him with the Ruby and everything, like that's only going to increase. He's only going to become even more my doctor and everything. So yeah, but now 15 and 13 deserved that hug. 13 arguably deserved that hug more than anyone in who's 13 and 10. 14, sure, with the face and having lived the extended kind of lifespan and everything, but 13 and 10, we definitely need to see 15 giving them. I mean, whether or not 10 would accept it, 10 liked hugs. 12 didn't like hugs. 12 was the one who didn't like hugs. Because of lies and shit. But then yeah, I think 10 and 13 would definitely could definitely use those hugs and everything. But yeah, 15 Ncuti, oh god, he's just incredible. He is absolutely incredible already. I want to see more. I want to see more of him. I want to see him and Ruby together in the TARDIS and everything. So, and we've got 2 doctors, sure, but we've got 2 TARDISes. 2 TARDISes in one. Well, actually, wouldn't it be 3 TARDISes? Because I think Clara, we got a Clara mention, but Clara and Ashilda, Clara and Ashilda, who technically goes by me, they've got their own TARDIS, which is like a more classic kind of variation of TARDIS, but it's also disguised as a Dinah. That's still flying around in space, that's still flying out there, so we're technically speaking, we've got 3 TARDISes in one universe, so yeah, presumably that's just not like an issue at all, but we got 2 TARDISes. But I think even the way he did the 2 TARDISes, because I think in Journey's End he did the chunk of TARDIS, like he gave it to 10 to, like they're actually going to grow their own, so don't know if that one has like a different chameleon circuit or has the same one or what's happening, but then that's in a parallel universe, so then that's fine. But yeah, but this one he opened up like a floor panel and took out a sledgehammer and just whacked the new TARDIS into existence and everything, and he went up to her and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry about that, honey. I'm so sorry." So I mean, presumably that wouldn't hurt. But then even the TARDIS underwent mitosis. Even the TARDIS underwent like forced mitosis almost. So yeah, but then that new one also has like an actual wheelchair ramp and everything too. So I think the one that 15 took, that one is the one with the actual wheelchair ramp and everything. So I mean, presumably either a future companion. I mean, Shirley could be a future companion. Shirley could more than happily be a future companion as well. I think I can definitely see that happening with her in this one. So I loved how much they kind of focused on the Doctor and his ever-present kind of inability to actually sit down, like even that comment of like, oh, you need more chairs and TARDIS, because then he used to have plenty of chairs. I think the TARDIS always had plenty of chairs in there, but this time they actually made it like a thing that then led into that into that kind of comment about, he needs to actually learn to sit down to turn around and look back on what he's been through and learn to actually kind of come to terms with everything he's been through, like instead of actually running, instead of actually bouncing from one thing to the next with like an inability to process all the trauma he's been through as well. Because I think regardless of what better capability the Doctor has as an alien compared to humans to dealing with trauma, I feel like you can still very accurately call it trauma. And again, the fact that he keeps running away from all these faces and all these lives and all these companions that he's lost and all the enemies and all the tragedies and everything. The fact that he keeps running away, the fact that he struggles so much to turn around and face it too, that is like an actual surefire sign that it is in fact trauma. It's traumatic. It was traumatic for him to lose all of his people, even if they weren't really his people. He did spend like a good enough chunk of time with them. He grew up under their culture, under their laws, and even if he didn't agree with them, he grew up under their kind of society and everything. He spent years of his life, no matter how long it's been, as a Time Lord, and he still considers himself a Time Lord and everything too. And even losing people that he loves, actually finding families, finding people that he loves, building a family out of all these kind of people as well, and then losing them along the way too. I think he's kind of always had trouble. He's always had trouble with goodbyes, but then actually having to face up to the fact that like a companion has died and he can no longer see them again. 15 actually enforcing that idea into him is that you know, you need to learn to stay in one place, like moving from one place to the other. And I think, ironically enough, that's also what's increased, like, all the stuff that's happened, because of him bouncing from one place to another, he then keeps on meeting new people, he then keeps on finding himself in precarious situations and making new enemies, and he keeps on losing people, and he keeps on getting into these things. And not to say that some good hasn't come from it, because then he's been able to save people the more he travels, but then, you know, like, the more he's done what he's done, the more he keeps getting into all these different kind of traumas that he can't really look back on and can't really process anything. So then what he needs to do is actually stay in one place, try and stand still, at least for the time being, and actually kind of plant his roots, see where that takes him, and instead of trying to be everyone's doctor, try and be someone's doctor, try and be Donna's doctor for a change, instead of actually finding someone new to be the doctor to and everything. So, you know, like 14 can do that, but then 15 can go on. He can, like 15 already presenting himself as clearly the most emotionally available and emotionally intelligent and emotionally open kind of doctor that there has ever been yet. He's clearly the one ready to move on, ready to find someone new, ready to face some new adventures and face like a new universe of possibility out there. But then 14 is the one who has to actually stay behind. You know, the first time the Doctor lost Donna as 10, he couldn't even come to terms with it. He had to leave, he had to walk away, he had no choice, but then he's been walking away from that ever since without ever daring to look back. But now he has the very open, very, very available opportunity to actually stay behind with her and to stay with her and to actually make memories with her and to actually potentially even live a life with her and everything. So now he has to take it. Like it's one of the biggest kind of tragedies and biggest kind of traumas he's been running from, and now he doesn't have to do that anymore. So, I mean, I think the fact that they have a TARDIS implies that they are going to travel, but then I just don't exactly know how much, because then there was also that mention from Donna about, you know, living the life that she was living, just staying in one place and day after day, like that kind of life of like the life that is mundanity compared to the life of a Time Lord, compared to the life in the TARDIS that's traveling around everything. Like, you know, human life can have its own ups and downs and its own moments that send you crazy and make you like just question everything and feel all the emotions all at once. But then again, compared to the life of a Time Lord, it can be mundanity. It's not like danger every single second and danger of extermination or deletion or upgrade or whatever the hell, you know. But then it is still it's a life. I think the Doctor has lived it occasionally from time to time, but then never with any kind of permanence, never with the option that he can never actually walk away from that kind of life or anything like that. So the life of like actually living with a human family too. I'm glad he actually got that too. Like that scene at the end, like him, you know, being like Donna's his sister-in-law, I think he said, and then Sean is his brother-in-law, Mad Aunt Mel, Mel's the Mad Aunt, and then Sylvia's the evil stepmother and everything, and then of course Rose, his niece, his favourite niece. So he's found his family again. I think the last time I can remember him having that was probably with the Ponds and everything, like 11 and the Ponds being their own family, like, you know, Amy and Rory being his parents-in-law, his in-laws, and then River being his wife and everything. So the Doctor does make his companions a part of his own family when they travel through time and space. I think, like, personal highlights for me would be when the human companions that he adopts actually manage to make him a part of their human family as well, like to the point where they have adventures with him on Earth of like actually just living like normal lives and doing normal things. Like they spend Christmases together and they spend New Year's together, and then they actually kind of live like a normal Earth like day or like a week together or something like that. So, you know, knowing that 14 is out there experiencing it, being able to experience that too, and even him saying at the end, like, you know, I think this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like him actually admitting that, like, I'm being able to be with Donna, like the one friend he thought he'd lost for eternity, but then having her memory back, having her remember who he is, and being able to stay with her family, having like that family like, accept him and bring him in, you know, madness and all, you know, like alien madness and all. Like that actually making him happy and actually providing him with some peace and stuff. All things considered, I feel like that is like an admittedly kind of sweet ending for him to get, and him being able to live a life like that, and knowing that there's another Doctor out there, you know, like him in the future, him in the future essentially. Because I think that is also what happened too. Like the body didn't just split, because then if he regenerated instead of bi-generating, he could have easily gotten Ncuti's face anyway. But then with bi-generating, the new face goes into a new body, and the old face stays behind in the other body and everything. So, you know. So the new face still goes on to live the next life, to live out the next face and the next life and everything. But then, yeah, the old face gets to stay behind and live the life that it wants, because I think each individual Doctor has lived their own life that's somewhat kind of unique to them and unique to their identity and everything. But, you know, so it does kind of make sense that way. So then this one being able to live like a calmer, more mundane life with the people that he loves, knowing that the other Doctor is still, that the future Doctor is still out there defending the universe and actually fighting and keeping the kind of the life of the Doctor going in that way as well, I feel like is a somewhat kind of really well kind of synchronized and really well kind of made ending for them too. So I could be mistaken, but I feel like that was a slight kind of Wilf mention at the end too. I think 14 did mention Grandad at the end, and then there was like buckshots or like gunshots going on in the background too, and they were talking about Grandad still being in the past tense. I think he said Grandad. I feel like if Rose mentioned it, it would be great Grandad, but then yeah, for 14, I think maybe Donna as well called him Grandad. So I mean, is that like some kind of sly like passing reference at Wilf potentially still being alive, at least in the story? Because I don't know how I feel about that, because then that would kind of maybe imply that they're still keeping Wilf's kind of character alive, like even after the actor has died. Because then even with Sarah Jane, like they confirmed in the Whoniverse teaser. Because I think there was like a thing that they released a while ago of like Sarah Jane actually dying in the Sarah Jane Adventures universe too, like in that portion of the Whoniverse, and all the companions who knew, all the people who knew her, and Clyde and Ronnie and Luke actually kind of arranging her funeral and actually saying goodbye to her and everything and all that kind of stuff. So then even in the universe, Sarah Jane has died. So then this is them confirming it on Doctor Who's end too. So Sarah Jane is gone. We did see Wilf for like a little bit in the beginning, like a teeny tiny glimpse, and then Unit said, "Don't worry, we'll take care of him and your family." So I don't know if they failed in that, like in the actual chaos of London and everything going crazy and everything. Maybe he didn't make it, but I don't know. And yeah, we had the Toymaker. So we had Neil Patrick Harris as a Toymaker. I feel like that was really solid casting. I feel like that was really solid casting. He really gave off that kind of vibe of like a really sinister, like damn near untouchable kind of villain from the Whoniverse and everything. Going into this, the only knowledge I had that he's the Celestial Toymaker. He has the ability to kind of warp reality to perhaps to an extent, or maybe to no extent, whatever. You know, but then he's definitely from another dimension. He's not from the main kind of universe, or like the universe that they typically reside in. He's from like the hollow beneath the under universe, I think he said. So he's from another dimension where the typical laws of the universe don't typically kind of apply or anything like that. So then even with the Doctor, it's like, oh, you take away the TARDIS and the Sonic and the Time Lord, the whole Time Lord aspect of him and everything, and then all that goes away. So then what do you get? You get a guy who just happens to have like infinite knowledge and infinite lifetimes and everything. But then if he's outside of his own universe, it's like kind of like the Infinity Stones. Like you take them out of their universe and put them in another one, or put them in the TVA, they're useless essentially. They don't work the same way, or maybe they don't even work at all. So with the Doctor, he has to actually play like the kind of damn near most impossible kind of game with like infinite chance at winning or losing. But then if you win, you get whatever you want, which I think the Doctor used it in the end to actually banish the Toymaker from that reality, from that existence. But then if you lose, he can do whatever he wants with you. Even like that guy who brought the Stooky Bill doll off of him, he turned him into the doll and everything. I think he took the wife as well. I don't know if he took the family. I don't know if he took his family as well and turned them into dolls, or just brought the dolls to life or something. But even him being like, you know, like where I come from, your rigid rules of like good and bad and right and wrong don't apply to me. Like all he sees is the game, and the games that people play amongst themselves and with each other. And he like, for him, it's all entertainment, and it's all about control and being able to pit people against each other and see who comes out on top, and even him winning against other people. So there was like a master name drop as well, and apparently the Toymaker having meddled with the master's life in some way, or like the master I think was begging for mercy or begging for his life, and then You know, long story short, the Master's stuck in a gold tooth. The gold tooth, the very same gold tooth that we saw that didn't go along with the when the Toymaker was being flattened into 2D, didn't go along with him, but instead got dropped off on the actual helipad platform and everything. And then a mysterious hand, quite feminine looking, with red painted fingernails and everything, came and picked the tooth up, laughed, and yoinked it away. So pretty much almost, you know, shot for shot, just like back in season 3 when that old lady from the cult and stuff came and picked up the ring that the Master's kind of soul or whatever was trapped in. So could we be getting a rehash of that, like a new Master? I mean, we've got a new Doctor, so like shoot his Doctor getting like his own Master to boot and everything. Who knows? But I mean, from the ring we got Sim back. We got like a version of Sim's Master back. So with that one, so I don't know if we're gonna get Sacha Dhawan's Master back with this one. The way he described the Master, I think it definitely kind of reminded me of Sacha's Master from back in the Power of the Doctor, actually being on his knees begging for his life and begging for like to be saved and everything. So I think it could have easily been that one. And he said he gave him a game of his own and he lost, and then I think he trapped him away in that gold tooth and everything, so the Master's in there. So that's the Master I'm thinking of, but it could be almost any other Master, you know, depending on how many of them have really been begging for their lives until the Toymaker came along. So I assume maybe the tooth and the ring thing might be different, though, because then with the tooth it implies that he actually took the Master in his actual form and locked him away in the tooth, as opposed to taking out his soul or his essence or whatever and actually trapping it in there. So yeah, so with this one, presumably whichever new Master comes out of this tooth won't have won't have you know, I mean, is it cannibalism if he's a Time Lord and he's eating humans? I don't know, like they look the same but they definitely aren't the same, so I don't know. But this one presumably won't be prone to consuming human flesh or any flesh, and also turn into a LED skeleton or something. So I don't know, but yeah, the Master is there, and now that hand is going to come back in some way to reinvigorate the Master's lifespan and everything. So we'll see exactly where that takes us. And then there was another game he mentioned about, like the One Who Waits or something. I think maybe like I think he said the one game that he never quite managed to win, or the one game that never reached like an ending or something, like the One Who Waits. And he said, oh, that's someone else's game. So maybe someone else out there who's faced the Toymaker and won, perhaps to the Toymaker's dismay, or maybe like the Toymaker was surprised or something. So someone out there perhaps with an incredible amount of power, or some kind of sinister level of power, or some kind of, you know, existence that is to be reckoned with, or it is to be wary of or something. So that was also like another cool kind of name drop. So presumably an entity or like an antagonist of some kind that we're gonna meet in the next season, or the one after that, like perhaps, you know, if even in Ncuti's tenure or something. So we'll see what kind of fruition that comes to. He did Amy, and he did Clara, and he did Bill. He didn't do all of them because I think some of the others, I mean, yeah, because I mean even them, I think they lived on in like an unconventional sense. Like Amy died of old age with Rory. I think there was no mention of Rory because I think Rory met the exact same fate she did. He met that fate first, and then Amy followed him out of love and everything. So they both met the exact same fate, displaced by an angel, and then they both grew old and died of old age and everything. So there was that. But then Clara, I think, yeah, she was brought back. She was resurrected by the Doctor back on Gallifrey, and then she lived on between like her penultimate and her final heartbeat and everything, living out her last like millisecond of life, if you will. So she still lived on technically, and then Bill, her consciousness lived on. Yeah, like I said, her consciousness lived on. Like her consciousness is still traveling the stars with Heather as well. So they all lived on in unconventional, unorthodox ways. But then perhaps you could say that their original selves kind of died and everything. So don't know how he loses Adric. Like I think I mean Adric got like another mention in this as well, I think. So don't know if he's another one of the companions who died, or maybe if he got left behind, like if he was in like a similar situation to Rose where he was trapped in like another dimension, or what happened there. I don't want spoilers for that, but I'm gonna get to the classics, so don't worry, I'm gonna get to the classics. I'll find out in my own time. I don't want someone to say like, oh, actually this is the fate he met. So yeah, but yeah, there was that. So I think there's plenty of others he could have mentioned. I'm surprised he didn't mention Yaz. I was going to mention that like Yaz is like the most recent companion there was, and the one that he had to walk away from because as 13 he didn't really think that he could really live with her, knowing what he was and the kind of life he led and everything. So he had to let her go. And that was unarguably like a very emotional kind of departure and like a very emotional send-off too. Like Yaz then has to go on like not knowing if or when she'll ever see the Doctor again, and knowing that it will never be her Doctor again, but then not knowing like if or when she'll ever actually see the Doctor again. So that was, you know, like a strange one to not mention, admittedly, but I don't know. I guess that's the direction they went in. But yeah, I mean, there were plenty of names that they didn't mention. But then I think I wonder then if by mentioning all those names, maybe the Toymaker was trying to be like, you know, oh, this is what happens to everyone who travels with the Doctor. This is what the Doctor is. He gets everyone that he meets and loves killed, and they all kind of die in one way or another. Like everything that they used to be dies, and they're forced to live on in a totally different way. Whether or not they're, you know, okay with it in the end is, you know, that's you know, like he's like, oh, well, that's all right then, is it? Like they lived on in like a completely unorthodox kind of way and everything. So maybe him kind of driving the nail home with the Doctor, actually reinforcing his trauma. Like, oh yeah, you remember all those people that you lost along the way? Let me actually give you a few more names so that you remember all of them all at once and everything. So. And I especially love that they brought forward the fact that I think Kate, I remember Kate saying in that scene, like, oh, if any of you are looking for some extra kind of work that's now related to all this kind of alien stuff to do with the Doctor, let me know. I could have some jobs for you and everything. So she apparently did kind of hire Mel and everything, who's now working for her. And even she made Donna the job offer and everything of I think like 60k a year, but then Donna haggled it up to 120 with I think paid holidays or something. So yes, and so now. I mean, on the one hand, I feel like that's just Donna being like haggling, being like, you know, I know my worth, so now let's actually bring the value up a bit more. But then also maybe her wanting so badly to actually rebuild that lottery money she gave away as well. So her still kind of actually holding on to that grudge against herself in her head and everything. But now. So she gave it away because she wanted to be more like the Doctor, but now she's going to re-earn all of that money by being Donna Noble. Even her actually proving herself, actually being on the computers, actually working with Mel on the computers, actually bringing up all that code and actually doing her bit and actually helping out and helping save the day and everything, you know, and even that being the thing to actually prompt Kate to be like, oh, you actually did some good work right there. How would you like to do more of that on like a more daily basis and everything? So. Yeah, but I mean, even now 14th with them, he could maybe even get a job at Unit too. He could get a job at Unit, and actually, I mean, he technically already. I mean, he's technically still the president of the world and everything, which they did pretty much invoke that kind of authority as well, because then all the world leaders were being affected by the Giggle, so then he was the only one with the power to override all of that authority and actually make the final shot, which is exactly what his position was designed for. Yeah, but then having Mel back, and even having her reunite with the Doctor too. I think that there's really no proper mention of him having changed his face, but I think maybe even for her, she's kind of used to it by now, and they brought her back in power anyway, so she's definitely familiar with the concept. So yeah, but then now her being able to catch up the Doctor on her history and what she's been up to, and you know, so I think she was originally off-world, and then after the Viking dude I think died or something, then she actually got like a Zingo or something back to Earth, and yeah, so apparently like her family died. I think the Toymaker called her like an orphan, so she pretty much had no one left back on Earth, but she still found a way. She still found a way to keep living life, to keep doing her own thing, to keep being Mel Bush. And then she eventually found like a place, found her place in familiarity with the unit, working with Kate and actually working to keep the world safe and everything. So it worked out. So I'm really glad they brought her back. She fit in so well with them. She fit in so well, and even her not being the first redhead as well. I mean, Donna not being the first redhead, and that was actually in fact Mel too. So I'm really glad, and I'm glad Mel was actually invited to have dinner with the family in the end as well. Like her being mad Aunt Mel, her actually being invited to have dinner with the Nobles and everything too. So I think Kate Spike was actually the one that kind of got me the most. Like her. Like, I think with the Doctor, it was mistrust. Like, oh, this is a guy with two hearts who's an alien. Like, aliens are the one thing that we're meant to defend Earth from. And this guy's an alien. He's got two hearts, and he constantly changes his face. So we don't know if we can trust him. And then attacking Donna and Mel, like, oh, two redheads. So like how does this happen? How can this come to be? What's the conspiracy there? But then I think the one that I think most, if not all, disabled people are actually all too familiar with is actually someone like if a disabled person is in a wheelchair, but then they can still use their legs to some extent, then all of a sudden the fingers start getting pointed and there's some accusation about like, oh, are you really disabled? Do you really need to use that wheelchair? Are you sure you can't just go without it or something? Because I didn't notice it on first watch. I think it was only back when I was actually editing and actually looked back at the clip that there was like an actual shot of Shirley crossing her legs in the wheelchair. wheelchair. So then people thought, you know, like people were saying like, oh, that was actually like a really nice touch to show that like you know, someone can be in a wheelchair but still move their legs to some degree. They can cross their legs, they can walk them about, they can do something. So, you know, and again, like that kind of mobility can range from wherever. Someone can be completely paralyzed, or they might still have so someone can have mobility issues and need a wheelchair for that kind of reason, and that's perfectly valid and everything. So even Kate kind of actually putting it out, being like, oh, like I've seen you get up and walk, and even in this one is actually more explicit. Like there were shots of Shirley being able to actually get up and actually walk. I think she never really walked too far. I think it also might have been like a nice touch to show that like even if she was getting up, she was never actually walking too far away from her wheelchair. So then that might be a sign that like even if she does get up, maybe she can't stand for too long, maybe she can't walk for too long, maybe like as like an actual precaution, it's best for her to always be within accessible range of her wheelchair and everything as well. So even if she did get up, I think then she can, and that's fine, but then she also does need the wheelchair for whatever fucking reason she needs the wheelchair for. I think you know, like there never needs to be like any kind of like a validity test, like you know, like besides from benefits checks and everything, like for people who need like government benefits and everything, they will need to go through those and stuff. And I think even those, you know, can definitely be invasive to some regard and everything, and like a lot of the time it really feels like they're pushing disabled people to be like you know, like oh, I can't get up at all. If I do, then my legs might turn to dust or something, and then I really have no choice but to use my wheelchair. But you know, people with limited mobility who need wheelchairs definitely do exist too. And you know, just because you see someone still moving their, like still wiggling their toes or still, you know, bumping their kneecaps together doesn't mean they don't need the wheelchair. They just, you know, have their own issues. So there were some not so subtle call outs to humanity and our kind of culture for, you know, the way we are. Like even the Toymaker being like, you know, your humanity doesn't even really fight anymore. They write, they text, they cancel, you know. Even the Doctor being like, why don't we just give Zdex to everyone in the world? Like I think someone said that, and then Kate was like, oh, you really think they take it? And then switching over to the news and be like, oh, we're anti-Zdex now. This is about mind control. They're trying to control you. The government's trying to control us, and all that typical stuff. Like almost anything that, you know, the government comes out with, it's all immediately met with that kind of backlash of like, oh, this is the government trying to control us, and they will not control us, and this, that, and the other, and just, yeah. So they definitely they definitely kind of managed to hit on some accurate kind of aspects of humanity in this episode, which they've always done in the past anyway, you know. Even that is something that the Doctor kind of clarified earlier on too, that even if the Giggle is amplifying what's already there, like that's the important thing, like it's actually amplifying and highlighting what already exists within humanity. Like humanity has never had any problem with hating each other or igniting wars or igniting fights or fighting over stupid and pointless things and bickering and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a very good and a very, very useful kind of themes to incorporate into this story. So, yeah. And I think, admittedly, I am okay, and I am happy with the bi-generation concept and the way that reveal and the way that story went for now. But I think, again, I mean, once I've had time to process it, my feelings could change. But I think I wonder exactly how much of a duplicate it is, because then even for being like a post-regeneration, like the new Doctor is officially facing the old villain, the previous villain, right off the bat, and with some pre-existing knowledge of all that kind of stuff too. I think Ncuti's Doctor, like right now, like I think thinking more about it, like he doesn't feel as post-regen as he should. Maybe I think he feels like he still feels a little bit too familiar with the situation and a bit too familiar with the face. Like he doesn't really feel like he's actually. I think maybe that might come in the Christmas story, but then it feels like right off the bat he's already somewhat certain of who he is. Like he already has like an actual idea of who he is. Like even with even like all throughout these 3 specials, I think 14 has constantly had moments of like oh, is that who I am now? Is that what I say now? Like is that how I feel and how I think about things now? Okay, that's good to know. But then over time he's been experiencing that feeling over and over again. But with 15, I feel like, you know, like he's had like a lot of words of wisdom for 14. He's had like a lot of like he seems like he's had a lot of kind of self-clarity, perhaps kind of guessing at what the rules of bi-generation are. Maybe that's what a bi-generation consists of. So maybe then the old one, the old life can actually live on. Because then the Doctor only regenerated because then he was shot by the laser. Like the Toymaker shot the laser into him and made him regenerate. So then because of that he had to regenerate. So then it leaves me wondering if this really is like a 14 from straight ahead, or if it's like a 14 from Could this be like could this be like a 15 from the future, or like, I mean, I don't know, because he seems to approach 14 with a sense of familiarity, but then like a sense of like I know what you need. You know, like assuming 14 does then go on to regenerate into 15 at the end of his lifespan, I wonder then maybe like if he then is able to approach 14 knowing that eventually he does heal, eventually he does get to live the life that he wants, and eventually he does get to, you know, reach that point where he can safely become 15 again. So like maybe 15 is the kind of like the product of 14 being able to heal, being able to live a full life with Donna and the nobles and everything, and he's then able to actually like properly move on and everything, and maybe he can have more adventures with Donna and the TARDIS, and maybe because of that he can actually move on to 15 comfortably, knowing that he's actually like knowing that way he's lived both sides of the coin. Maybe he's lived the Time Lord life, and he's also lived the normal kind of more kind of human life with Donna and everything. So maybe traveling this time with Donna will include less kind of monster fights and more actually exploring the universe and exploring different planets and living a safer, more explorative life, as opposed to having to save the universe time and time again. So that's what 15's gonna do, but 15 can do that now, knowing that he's had a chance at living like a normal, safer life with Donna. So I don't know, maybe could be. With RTD wanting to kind of soft reboot Doctor Who into this new universe, into this new story, maybe that's the point. Maybe it's like 14 is the culmination of like 9 to 13. Like maybe like 9 to 13 is exactly what the Doctor was from that point. Like maybe it's like then like from 9 to 13 it was the Doctor constantly bouncing from companion to companion, from story to story, from tragedy to tragedy and stuff. But then 15 is the one where it's like, okay, now like the 14th version is the one who took the time to heal, to spend time with loved ones, and took the time to heal, and who took the time to actually kind of stay in one spot and to stay calmer and to process and to actually, you know, look back on all that time and heal from it. So now 15 can move on being happier, being somewhat chipper, being more emotionally present and emotionally kind of steady and stable and everything. So there's been all that talk of like 15 being like a soft reboot from all the previous incarnations and actually being like a whole new era for the show, and you know, especially with RTD being back in the saddles as showrunner too. So I think maybe in that sense it could be, you know, I think like a bi-generation, if a bi-generation is the old face staying behind to complete unfinished business while the new face goes off in a new body, like maybe if that's what it really could be. So then, but then I'm just kind of curious as to how that would kind of affect the time. I mean, you know, how that would affect the timeline is like a pretty relative kind of concept in a show like Doctor Who, but still I can't help but wonder like exactly how that would affect 14 or 15's timeline. So then what would happen, so then like if it's maybe like two timelines splitting, or like a timeline kind of. So then maybe then if 14 regenerates into 15, but then 15 maybe gets pulled out of his own timeline at some point to go back to when 14 bi-generates and then splits into a new body, and then that's like the ongoing kind of loop then. So yeah, so then 13 into 14, and then 14 bi-generates into 15, but then 15 gets pulled back from his time and he has to go. So maybe then like there could be like a point in 15's timeline where he knows that he has to go back in time and actually help 14 defeat the Toymaker and stuff, and then, you know, see that story through and actually be there for 14. Like he has to be there for 14 too, like in order to become it, in order to be you know, birthed into existence, he has to actually help 14 kind of, you know, he has to convince 14 like, you know, you need to take all of these steps to make sure that you're okay in the end, and then that's how 15 comes to be. So I don't know, maybe there's a lot to think about. My head is already burning up like Donna's with the meta crisis. So yeah, that's a lot to take in, but still, for now at least, to me it kind of makes sense. But again, time will tell exactly how well this kind of bodes within people's minds. So yeah. And there was the Vlinx too, so I think the unit has like an actual robot kind of working with them. I think presumably like an alien robot or something. So I need to go back and see what more was mentioned about the Vlinx. But the Vlinx is what helped them. Like the Vlinx came up with the Z-Dex and helped them kind of combat the Toymaker threat and everything. So presumably, if we see more of it, I think that again, that is what I want to see more of. I think Torchwood had its time and it had its own show, and that had its run. Like I don't know how it went, but Torchwood had its time. But now, knowing that Kate is out there recruiting old companions and actually getting them jobs within UNIT, and UNIT now has the budget it has to have a giant tower and all the resources it has, I would not say no to like a UNIT spin-off, like a UNIT spin-off show, maybe in the style of Torchwood, or I would much rather it actually get like an actual televised kind of run of its own, like the Adventures of UNIT, or like Agents of UNIT. Not at all biased or anything, but like a UNIT show, in this, like perhaps in like a similar vein to Agent, like to Torchwood, or like in a similar vein to Agents of Shield, like where where Kate is essentially the Coulson of UNIT, and she's leading a team of like former companions, and Shirley as well, and like any kind of newcomers they can get as well. Very much open to a UNIT TV show starring Kate Lethbridge-Stewart and the companions and everything. So yeah, and that would be like a great way to bring in old faces without having to constantly kind of bring it back into Doctor Who as well. So that would be really fun. He is the Celestial Toymaker, so then like having Celestial in his name alone implies that he has like a greater power that even the Doctor is oftentimes wary of and actually knows to be wary of, considering what he can do. But then the Toymaker himself does not abide by the laws of this universe. He actually brings the power of his own reality with him, so that allows him to do all the things that he does. But then Doctor Who, I think so much of Doctor Who is focused on what the known universe contains in terms of technology and in terms of threats and in terms of powers and all that kind of stuff. So then having the occasional entity that actually does surpass the powers of the known universe and surpasses the powers that surpasses powers and abilities that the Doctor himself is actually aware of, does really bring like a special kind of gravitas and like a special kind of danger, like a kind of level to them, like when even the Doctor is afraid to have to face off against a power like that, let alone bringing someone else into it, like Donna rushing in with him and actually getting trapped in the maze with him too. It does kind of offer like a lot more possibility for when they actually bring in people like that too, like even the Beast from back in season 2, who was like from like before the beginning of time and before the beginning of the universe and all that kind of stuff. Like even then, like even that one actually baffled the Doctor, being like, that's impossible, nothing could have existed back then and stuff. So like when they bring in entities and like kind of existence like that, like I think that really kind of offers up a lot of opportunity and like a lot of kind of variation in terms of creation and power levels within the universe and everything. So yeah, I feel like that's always like a really kind of fun and really interesting kind of concept to kind of explore and everything. So I've really loved this 60th anniversary special, like regardless of how different it's felt from what a typical anniversary special might be, regardless of how different it's felt from what the 50th anniversary was. I am very glad that they actually did this and they were able to do this. I'm very glad that David and Catherine were able to come back, very glad that Bernard was able to come back, very glad that they brought the entire Noble family back, and they brought Yasmin Finney on as Rose Noble as well. She did a great job. And everything. I'm very glad that they actually brought back a lot of the things that they did bring back and managed to still seamlessly incorporate it in with all the new stuff that they brought in too. I think these stories, both individually and cooperatively as like an actual series, work very, very well, and I loved each story for what it was, each story for the different level of intensity that it brought and everything. And I loved how great it looked, like visually, like the special effects and everything were really great. I loved all the different kind of locations that they used and everything, and the stories themselves seemed really kind of compact and seemed really kind of somewhat straightforward, and actually managed to respect what came before while still taking the time to set up what might come ahead of us as well. And especially with this special too, actually bringing Ncuti in this way too. Again, really can't wait to see what he brings in his steed, and can't wait to see him meet Ruby and seeing what hijinks they get up to and everything. Yeah, let me know what you all thought of this finale and also the 60th special as a whole, if you enjoyed it more or less compared to the 50th, and how you felt about it as an actual anniversary special as well, like with 3 episodes to it as well. I don't know how many episodes the classic kind of the classic era specials might have been, but anyway, your thoughts on these and your thoughts of any kind of returning aspects and all the new aspects that they brought into this too. But yeah, for now that is pretty much it. So that was Doctor Who, the 60th anniversary special number 3, titled The Giggle. So thank you guys as always so much for being here and for watching this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought of this special and what you're looking forward to in the upcoming Christmas special, and what your thoughts are on Ncuti's Doctor so far and what you're looking forward to in that sense. For those interested, the full-length reaction will be available on Patreon, so you can go check that over there as well. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until next time, bye bye for now.